Hello kids, how are you? Hope you are all feeling fine. Today I am going to tell you the story of the Pied Piper of Hamelin. So, are you guys ready? Let's get started. The Pied Piper of Hamelin. Once upon a time, in the picturesque town of Hamelin, nestled in the mountains of Germany, there lived a group of townspeople who were plagued by a terrible infestation of rats. The rats scurried through the streets, invaded homes, and destroyed crops. The townspeople tried everything to get rid of the rats, but their efforts were in vain. The situation grew worse day by day, and the town was in desperate need of a solution. One fateful day, a mysterious stranger arrived in Hamelin. He was a tall and thin man, dressed in colorful clothing that seemed to shimmer in the sunlight. He carried a long silver flute, and his eyes held a certain sparkle that caught the attention of everyone around him. The stranger introduced himself as the Pied Piper, a renowned rat catcher. News of the Pied Piper spread like wildfire, and soon the townspeople gathered in the town square, eager to hear what he had to say. The Pied Piper addressed the crowd, his voice carrying a hint of magic. He claimed that he had the power to rid the town of its rat problem once and for all. The town people were both intrigued and skeptical. They had tried everything imaginable and nothing had worked. However, they were desperate of a solution, so they decided to give the Pied Piper a chance. The mayor stepped forward and struck a deal with the mysterious piper. If he could successfully rid the town of the rats, he would be rewarded with a handsome sum of money. The Pied Piper agreed to the terms and conditions, and without wasting any time, he raised his flute to his lips and began to play a captivating melody. The notes floated through the air, waving a magical spell that reached the ears of every rat in Hamelin. The rats, enchanted by the Pied Piper's tune, emerged from their hiding places and followed him through the streets. The Pied Piper led the vermin out of the town, his music guiding them in a mesmerizing dance. The townspeople watched in awe as the rats formed a never-ending procession behind the Pied Piper, disappearing into the distance. The Pied Piper led the rats to the river Weser, where they met their watery demise. The rats, still under the enchantment of the music, plunged into the river and drowned. The townspeople rejoined as they saw their rat problem vanished before their eyes. The Pied Piper had kept his end of the bargain. However, when the piper returned to collect his reward, the mayor and the townspeople were struck by a change of heart. They marveled at the absence of rats, but felt that the agreed upon payment was too high. The mayor, filled with greed, offered the Pied Piper only a fraction of the promised amount, claiming that it was all the town could afford. The Pied Piper's eyes darkened with anger and disappointment. He had fulfilled his part of the deal, and now the townspeople were breaking their promise. He warned them of the consequences of their actions, but his words fell on deaf ears. Determined to seek justice, the Pied Piper retreated into the mountains. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. The town of Hamelin gradually forgot about the piper and resumed their daily lives. Then one sunny morning, as the children of Hamelin were busy with their chores and play, a haunting melody began to drift through the streets. The enchanting music was impossible to resist. The children's eyes widened in wonder, and they followed the sound, drawn towards the Pied Piper. One by one, the children left their homes, their schools, and their games behind. They formed a procession behind the Pied Piper, just as the rats had done before. The parents, realizing what was happening, rushed to stop their beloved children, but it was too late. The music held an irresistible power, and the children followed the piper out of the town. The Pied Piper led the children to a hidden cave deep within the mountains. The entrance closed behind them, trapping the children inside. The townspeople, overcome with grief and guilt, begged for the piper's mercy, but he remained unmoved. The sorrowful parents searched every nook and cranny, hoping to find a trace of their lost children, but all they discovered was echoes of the haunting melody that had lured them away. Years passed, and the grief never left the town of Hamelin. The memory of the lost children haunted the parents, and the sound of the Pied Piper's flute echoed in their dreams. And this is the end of this story. So, good night, and may your dreams be filled with wonders and limitless imagination. Bye bye.